This is Now in America. Good to see you. I'm Susan Hendricks in for Vinnie Politan. Right now, the judge in the George Zimmerman trial is weighing the science of voice recognition ahead of the trial start on Monday. Will it be good enough to analyze screams heard on a 911 call? That is key to this case. Today, I want to bring in our legal experts, attorneys Esther Panitch, John Phillips, Deborah Blum, all joining me. Deborah's in New York. Deborah, good to see you. Good to see all of you. Esther, what do you think? I mean, this is, if the judge allows the expert testimony in, don't they cancel each other out?
Well, they can. Well, just like in Jodi Arias' case, you had experts on both sides of the mental health argument, and it's up to the jury to decide the credibility of these witnesses and to decide who, if they're going to believe anyone, they're going to believe, or are they going to disregard both and just listen themselves to the 911 tape and make their own decision.
And Esther, this is all about discovery. One side saying, we didn't get it in time. We need more time to prepare for trial. Is that the core of the issue here?
It is. Also, they're trying to score points in the court of public opinion. So anytime they could take a jab at each other, they do. It's not always the right thing to do, but in the heat of the litigation, this is war for these lawyers. This is what lawyers do. They engage in this litigation on behalf of their clients. They believe in their clients, and so they fight like as if they're in war. So it's their battlefield. So yes, it gets very emotional and very heated sometimes.
It's a good way of putting it. The Fry hearing today, the 911 call, the next step is jury selection on Monday. So that should move this along.
Yes, we're starting. Monday's the day. Everything is now just being geared up to start on Monday with their panel. So
we got our panel right here. Stay put. We have a lot to talk about today. So Esther, is this part of Juan Martinez's strategy, do you think, to kind of go after that side full force, attorneys and all, with Jodi?
I think that's just his personality. But I do think that this was probably something he regretted saying. He did say it was a bad joke. I take him at his word for that. Even though he's aggressive with his witnesses, I don't know that he meant to be as aggressive or as off-putting as that bad joke was with Jennifer Wilmot. I hope that he has a little more respect for her than to say that and to mean it. And, you know, I don't think he intended to joke about suicide either. You know, that's not something you generally joke about.
Although he was nicknamed Esther the Pitbull, right?
Yes, he was. And now you see why. You know, and sometimes lawyers think these things about the other lawyers, but they don't usually say it. And never curse in front of a judge.
Exactly.
Never.
Note to self, never do that. At that point, Judge Stevens said she understood some of the exchanges that were tongue-in-cheek, but told the attorneys to be more professional. So she did say that. Did the judge handle herself appropriately? We spoke about that during this exchange. Was she afraid, Esther, do you think, about the appeals process throughout the entire trial, not just with this exchange?
Well, I don't think she's concerned about the appeals process at the sidebars because normally they're not recorded. So I don't think, and they deal with issues, not always substantive issues, like that exchange. So for that purpose, I don't think she needs to be worried about any appeal. But certainly she has to be worried about having this case reversed. She doesn't want to issue a ruling that will bring this back for a second trial. Who wants to go through that? Certainly not the judge. That's kind of a mark on her if she gets reversed because of some error.
She may have just had a kind of a laissez-faire attitude about this, but she was upset when the jury couldn't decide on a unanimous decision in the penalty phase. Because again, we may see this go to a second penalty phase.